Arab-Byzantine Wars, spanning from 634 to 750 AD, were a series of protracted conflicts between the Byzantine Empire and the Arab Caliphates. These began with the Rashidun Caliphate and continued under the Umayyad and Abbasid Caliphates. These wars saw significant changes in military tactics, strategies, and territorial control. So, here's an overview of the key tactics used during these conflicts. The Arab tactics. 1. Mobility and speed. Cavalry dominance. The Arab armies relied heavily on their light cavalry, which provided them with superior mobility and speed. This allowed them to conduct rapid raids, surprise attacks, and swift retreats. Desert warfare. Utilizing their knowledge of desert terrain, the Arab forces could maneuver through difficult and harsh environments, outflanking and outpacing Byzantine forces. 2. Hit-and-run tactics. Raiding. The Arabs employed hit-and-run tactics, conducting raids on Byzantine territories to weaken their defenses, disrupt supply lines, and create constant pressure on the frontier. Ambushes. They often set up ambushes using the element of surprise to their advantage and inflicting significant casualties on Byzantine forces before quickly withdrawing. Psychological warfare. The Arabs used psychological tactics to intimidate their opponents. This included spreading fear through swift and devastating raids, as well as through the perceived inevitability of their advance. The concept of jihad, or holy war, was used to motivate Arab troops and frame their conquests as divinely sanctioned, boosting their morale and commitment. Siege warfare. The Arab forces often laid siege to Byzantine cities using blockades to starve the inhabitants into submission. This was a tactic used effectively during the sieges of Damascus, Jerusalem, and Alexandria. Although initially less advanced in siege warfare, the Arabs adopted and improved upon Byzantine and Persian siege technologies, including the use of catapults and battering rams. Byzantine tactics. Defensive fortifications. Thematic system. The Byzantines reorganized their military and administrative structures into themes or military districts, which provided local defense and allowed for quicker mobilization of troops in response to Arab raids. Fortified cities and walls. The Byzantines invested heavily in fortifications, constructing and maintaining strong city walls and fortresses to protect key locations and provide refugees during invasions. Strategic withdrawal and defense in depth, elastic defense. The Byzantines often used strategic withdrawals to draw Arab forces deeper into their territory, stretching their supply lines and making them vulnerable to counterattacks. Defense in depth. This involved creating multiple layers of defense, including fortified positions and mobile field armies, to slow down and weaken the invading forces before engaging them in decisive battles. Naval power control of the seas. The Byzantine Navy was crucial in controlling sea routes and protecting coastal cities. This naval superiority helped to supply besieged cities and launch counterattacks. Greek fire. The Byzantines developed and used Greek fire, an incendiary weapon, to great effect in naval battles, particularly during the Arab sieges of Constantinople. diplomatic and psychological tactics. The Byzantines sought to create alliances with other powers, such as the Khazars and the Franks, to counterbalance the Arab threat and open up new fronts. The Byzantines used diplomatic and psychological tactics to sow discord among Arab factions and tribes, exploiting internal divisions within the caliphates. Key battles and campaigns. Battle of Yarmouk, 636 AD. The Byzantines faced a major defeat at Yarmouk due to the superior tactics of the Arab forces, including effective use of the terrain, coordinated attacks, and the high mobility of their cavalry. This battle marked the loss of Syria and significantly weakened Byzantine control in the Levant. Siege of Constantinople, 674 to 678 and 717 to 718 AD. During the sieges of Constantinople, the Arab forces attempted to blockade the city by land and sea. However, the Byzantine use of Greek fire and strong fortifications repelled the sieges. The successful defense of Constantinople was crucial in preserving the Byzantine Empire and preventing further Arab advances into Europe. Reconquest and counterattacks. The Byzantines later launched successful campaigns to reclaim lost territories, such as the reconquest of Crete in 961 AD, using well-coordinated naval and land forces. The Byzantines also formed alliances with the Bulgarians to counterbalance Arab threats and open up new fronts in the conflict. Conclusion. The Arab-Byzantine wars were marked by a dynamic interplay of tactics, with the Arabs leveraging their mobility, cavalry, and psychological warfare to great effect, while the Byzantines focused on fortifications, naval power, and strategic defense in depth. The adaptability and resilience of both empires defined this prolonged conflict, ultimately shaping the geopolitical landscape of the Mediterranean and Near East for centuries.